I know. You want to see the moves. You want the basic moves that are going to turn you into superhuman faster than a magic pill, but you know magic pills don't work, so you want to see the magic moves. Well, my strength ninja friend, you've come to the right place. I woke up, went outside, did about 10, 20, 50 moves in 8 minutes for you that'll transform you into an absolute physical specimen, and we're going to walk through it all right now. I'm going through a variety of movements: slow motion, fast motion, ballistic, power, strength. All of these are going to apply to all of the different elements that you're probably working on, different sports, even feeling good throughout your day. A lot of people, they cannot continue on into the sports that they want to continue doing or the lifestyle that they want to have because they simply don't have the strength in the ranges of motion that we're dealing with and that are required from us to continue on. And at the opposite end of the spectrum, maybe you're advanced. Maybe you want to learn flares or flips or human flags or any of these other things. Or you're an advanced athlete in your other disciplines and you're looking for how to maintain that and even accelerate your athleticism and get better in the things that you love to do. And so again, it boils down to this simultaneous approach to how you're training and how you're moving and what you're doing in the day-to-day. Now, as we go through these, let's break down a couple of these things. You're going to notice that I'm getting into low positions and I'm getting into normal standing positions and I'm getting into things that are actually airborne. So what this is called level changes. This idea of level change is going to require your joints and everything to all function holistically. And the only way that you get to this point is by going through progression moves and understanding how to build up these progressions into higher and higher level skills. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going through some motions here that are going to be setting up to do something a little bit more advanced at the end of the video. And I'm just taking my time working through some of the motions. This one here is it's called a needle kick. And I don't want you to get caught up in definitely the names of the movements or where these movements supposedly, allegedly originated from, because really it's just how you're supposed to move as a human. I could show you a move from capoeira that they're doing in Africa in a dance ceremony. I could show you a move from Kung Fu that's being done in breakdance. I could show you a move that is done for calisthenics that might show up in snowboarding. They all cross over and they all cross boundaries. The reason why I use the name Powerbatics to refer to what we do is simply just to have a name for it that we can refer to, that is the umbrella term for a number of different alternative disciplines or elements that kind of have a look and feel to them. But really, don't get hung up on the names of specific moves or where they originated from, because all that does is set you in a position of not really getting to where you want to be, because you have just this mindset of judgment and labeling and scrutinizing, and then that eventually just comes back to yourself. And so you're not going to be able to move and flow as fast as you would like to, because you're constantly holding yourself back. You're judging yourself too harshly for the moves. I'll tell people that specifically, like at one of our retreats, a number of students came out actually to Alaska for the last one, and we're going to be going to France in a couple of weeks. But I was seeing that people would shake their heads, no, I can't do it, and they're getting down on themselves. And I literally said multiple times, ease up on yourself. Don't judge yourself so harshly. Allow yourself to grow and to move. So there's a butterfly kick that'll transform into an aerial. And there's all these moves that you can connect together to one or the other. And that's the main idea that I have for Powerbatics, is just the synthesis of movements that definitely require strength, flexibility, mobility. And mobility really is just a combination of strength and flexibility. And then we start adding speed, which generates power, Powerbatics. Powerbatics just means powerful movement, that's all it means. And we're combining these moves together to create the variety and the unpredictability that is necessary so that we get adaptation. And so, going back to the first point that I said about the level change, going down to the ground, here's a spindle, is what we call it. So we're doing multi-directional motions. We're going down to the ground, then we're changing directions and we're coming back up. And eventually you'll see I'll start to go airborne as I add some of the speed to the motions. And so, once again, level changes, coming down to the ground, learning how to go all the way through. You're not just laying down and doing sets and reps of individual moves. You want to continue adding the versatility to everything that you're doing, because this sets you up to be able to go and do really whatever you want and have physical freedom of movement. 360 push-up here to a Kong stick. Kong vault done on the ground. We can do these over blocks in the free run element of Powerbatics. But again, the second point, don't get hung up on the names, on the vernacular, on the cubicles that you're putting your training into. People have become so programmed. Here's a windmill, Kung Fu. That's Kung Fu style windmill from Wushu. Also can be done in breakdance, also can be done in a fall. I've seen this done in mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu. So again, don't cubicleize your training. Everyone is so programmed from school to then college to then your job career to then the paperwork that you have to file, the traffic that you sit in to go to work, to go to your cubicle, and then your physical training. There are no straight lines in your body. Your body is not designed to be in a cubicle. And so people go in and they go to a gym, a box gym. That's literally what they're called in some forms of training. And so they go to these box gyms, all linear, programmed out sets and reps. Even the so-called functional fitness is programmed sets and reps. And don't get me wrong, in the training that we do for clients, especially when beginners are coming into training, here's a hang glide, to the windmill combo, to a hang glide, to the windmill combo, and then wrapping up for the training. But we want to get out of these programmed mentalities and we want to get into physical freedom of movement.